What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the One Deeper podcast, and the first of hopefully many episodes of the Weasel and Tortoise Show, starring myself, aka the Tortoise, and Andrei Alexandru, aka the Skinny Criminal, aka the Weasel. Today we talk about biology and the paper that he read and one of his, actually we both read. It's most about biology, but it goes off the rails a little bit. And I guess maybe I should give you a trigger warning. Well, I guess maybe if you haven't got the idea so far from listening to any of my other episodes, we say what we want to say, and if you're prone to having your feelings hurt or are quote unquote easily offended, you might want to not tune into my shows actually, because I'm not going to keep doing these trigger warnings. So anyway, if otherwise, please enjoy. It's a good laugh. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you on the next one. Peace. Alright, buddy, what's up?
It is up alright, buddy. It is up alright. The Weasel and Tortoise Show, everyone. The moment we've been all waiting for.
The Weasel and Tortoise Show.
Weasel and Tortoise Show.
Okay, so today, I think this paper was probably one of the most out of our, I think,
out of distribution training example.
Right. So if you were going to read a paper that we could somehow try to understand, this is probably the last thing we should have chosen. The last thing we should have chosen. But biology is weird, right? Some fucking weird shit in this.
Those are the real smart people, not the AI bros. The AI bros, reward hack in the science game.
Yeah.
Closest thing to alchemy there is. A pinch of linear algebra, a pinch of calculus. You stir it up real good with some autokeras and see what happens. But you can't fake, you can't reward hack your way through biology, dude. It either works or doesn't.
You need a fucking lab. You need you need people to look.
You need frogs, dude. Did you see what they did to the frogs? They euthanized them afterwards.
Are the frogs gay? I heard they're making the frogs gay.
You had a?
I heard that they're making the frogs gay. Isn't that a thing?
If that, only if, dude. Only if.
Just for the memes, people. Don't get mad. I don't get.
Yeah. Gay. It's good to be gay. We're not saying it's bad to be gay here.
Bring this thing a little closer to your mouth. Turn it a bit. Turn this. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Tilt it. You mean?
Flip this way. There you go. Nice. Okay.
Oof. Why does the microphone have to be so phallic shaped?
I don't know.
Is phallic a word? Let's check.
Phallic is definitely a word. All right. So, Andre, this is your brain baby. So, first tell us
yes.
Who's Michael Levin?
Michael Levin. Who is Michael Levin? Michael Levin is the guy that got me into biology by throwing some computation into it and unapologetically shooting for the stars. Michael Levin is a guy at Tufts University, a private university, some kind of arrangement. Some Catholic also, I don't know. But it's hard to get into it. Very, very hard and very expensive. I looked into it. I wanted him to be my professor. Michael Levin, if you're hearing this, I still want to work for you. But I don't want to do the groundwork, the frog cutting, the stitch putting. That's
most of what you do as a graduate student, or that's. Why do you think guys like Michael Levin have graduate students? Because he doesn't want to do that shit either.
Dude, and they're paid, Max Lauers told me, that's why the research is so good in the US compared to Europe. Because in Netherlands, you need to hire a PhD student for 2,200 euros. Last time I checked. A month. In the US, you give him a fucking, how do they call it, subsidies?
Yeah.
No, not subsidies. Allowances. Yeah. Not even salary, allowance.
Yeah.
An allowance of $400. Figure it out. Sleep in a dorm. And you can hire way more graduate students.
Yeah. Keep talking.
Michael Levin, you stretch? What do you do?
I need to fix this mic. It keeps... I need... It's not... There Yeah, keep going.
Michael Levin, everyone, he doesn't look like he knows a lot of biological stuff. He looks kind of depressing.
What kind of person looks like they knows biology?
Udesh looks like he knows biology. And Andrew Huberman, that guy looks like he knows biology. I want Michael Levin to live long and prosper. But at the moment he doesn't. Dude, if I go big and this shit gets out when I spoke a lot of shit about how Michael Levin looks, fuck it, I was young and stupid. Anywho. Nobody cares, dude. Yes. Michael Levin brought bioelectricity.
Okay.
Interested in how cells communicate with each other through electricity in a computational framework. Does a lot of stuff with information theory, with computation, and biology. That's all I know about him. He's a Russian immigrant too, second generation immigrant, straight from Moscow.
How did they get this guy on that AI forward?
For
like a random.
They got fucking Lee Cronin too.
Yeah, like a random.
Lee Cronin showed us his fucking computer. Like, I think I almost had Michael Levin too. Almost scheduled a video call with him. This close I was. But no, he has shit to do. Naturally.
Of course.
Doesn't want to hang out with me, sadly. So yeah, that's what I know about Michael Levin.
Okay, so this paper.
This paper, brother. Tell me, first of all, how did you read it? How did you find it?
Honestly, I found it easier to read than most AI papers.
Oof.
Because there was like, it's not simple by any stretch of the imagination, and I didn't get to some parts of it. Okay, I'll be honest.
Did you get to the discussion?
No, I didn't.
Oof. Should have started with the discussion.
I read the methods. I was like, I wanted to I was actually interested. I was actually reading the methods because like
the silk. How they get the fucking silk out of the worms and made a gel out of it.
Okay. Like that's what I want to talk about, right? the number of strange, insane ideas that had to converge. Like some guy in some corner was like, oh, if you take the silk of a silkworm and convert and dehydrate it and pull it in this direction, put it in this oven for this temperature, make it this way and that way, you can get this thing out. And then these motherfuckers at Tufts were like, okay, so if you take that one and then take this chemical and put them together in a shell and switch it to the thing, dude, how many lifetimes would it take for one person to come up with this fucking idea? It's
the fucking multidrug thing. Like when you look at it, this molecule worked to restore nerve cells in the retina of mice once in the 1980s.
Yeah.
This other molecule did something with oxalotls. They allowed them to regrow stuff when the pituitary gland was removed. So much random shit put together. This sounds like alchemy.
The reason I said this was easier to read than an AI paper because like this is
you see it,
and this is not.
You can imagine it.
It's not it's not abstract at all. It's like we took this, put it here. We took this, put it there. We took these two, put it together. We took this, and this, added them in a flask. This. So I was like, holy shit.
Cut them from here, euthanize them here.
Yeah,
we put poison in the water.
Yeah, we cut them.
The frogs.
We cut them here. We cut them there. We put this there.
Fucking drawings of fucking frog legs.
Unlike an AI paper where it's like, we used a multi-dimensional, multivariate, magical, multimodal, deep neural a network where the summation of summations equals the integration of that summation. And I'm like, what?
Everything is in 3 dimensions here. That's what I appreciate.
Yes, everything's in 3 dimensions.
Nothing goes beyond 3 dimensions.
No, maximum of 3 dimensions. So like in a weird way, this paper was simpler to read. Like I actually breezed through the first, like, okay, so I don't know for example, like, I don't know let me think of a name. I don't know.
Take any fucking sentence. Like, there's 10 words I don't know in every sentence. Let's get one randomly. Gene modules were identified by co-expression analysis in semitool in R.
So I actually don't understand the sentence. I know what co-expression is. I know what genes are, and like, okay, so No, things I don't understand is like, for example, what is
Did you get to the genes part?
yeah.
Those plots. God bless.
So like, for example, I don't know things. I don't know like chemicals. What these chemicals mean, right? For example, like
Tryptophan.
okay, look. We should read some of these things out, dude. Like it's crazy.
Yes,
Like
tell me a funky name.
so one thing is like the silk processing. Okay, so the silk they use basically is like this is what they use to build this. Okay, first of all,
So let's go through the title.
no, yeah,
Let's
get the title
do it
first.
the Eric Postma way.
Yeah.
How our benevolent father, spiritual father, unfortunately, he refused to be my mentor and godfather. Peter Hendricks, if you're listening to this, I'm still waiting for name proposals for my children. Peter Hendricks, that guy is cool. He wants to be my godfather. Now, let's get back. How Eric Postma taught us. Start by understanding the title. Try understanding the title. Okay, the title. Acute multidrug delivery via a wearable bioreactor facilitates long-term limb regeneration and functional recovery in adult Xenopus laevis. Let's tackle one word at a time. Acute. Now, the acute part, this is crucial. This is crucial, the crucial word, the juicy word. Acute multidrug delivery. The acute part shoots straight to the heart of this paper. Because this paper proves that you don't need to micromanage limb regeneration when it's not inherent to the organism. You don't need to arrange the stem cells and do gene therapy to individual cells and to watch it closely and steer it in the right directions. No, you can trigger a limb regeneration process with the appropriate signal. And that's the acute part. It's a short, limited in duration, 24-hour exposure to this drug cocktail.
It's not 24 hours, right?
No, 24 hours.
If it's just
You leave the dome,
I thought it was like 24 exposure. Okay. Sorry, I thought it was like 18 months. Oh no, 18 months.
18 months, that's how much they watched the frogs.
All right, okay. Wow, holy shit. So they just exposed it for 24 hours and then
Yes.
for 18 months it grew?
Yes.
That's insane.
So that's the magic.
I don't know, I missed that one.
So acute. Well, for the first word, I leave it to the other words, man.
Yeah.
I got your back for the first word.
Good job.
So acute. That's what it's about. Only acute exposure. Only an acute exposure to the intervention. No micromanaging for the whole duration of the regeneration. Just strap that biodome with the drugs on the cut limb, on the scar. Leave it there for 24 hours, take it off, leave the frog do its thing, and it can grow back. It can regrow skin, bone, nerves, what else, and pseudo fingers.
Yeah, and the connections were all good. Like they were moving it around and shit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was reactive to stimuli. It used it to. The frogs used the pseudo fingers in everyday life to swim, to grab stuff.
That's crazy. So wait, so how long does a frog take to grow a normal sized limb?
Oof. How?
No, from birth, from tadpole to get to. How long does it take for a frog to go from a tadpole to the size of the limb that they amputated?
Oof. Let's Google it.
It's not 18 months.
How do you know?
It's probably way less than that, I feel like. No, the point I'm trying to make is the fact that they got a pseudo limb in 18 months is way faster than 18 months is what?
Dude, from tadpole.
To fully grown? Are these fully grown frogs that they use?
From tadpole to tiny frogs. Wait. Toadlets. What's the toadlet? Tadpole tail, frog spawn and toad spawn. Wait, frogs are different from toads?
Yeah.
Dude, so much shit we don't know.
So much that we don't know. So is
Wait. So a tadpole, it takes 14 weeks to get from a tadpole to a tiny frog. 14 weeks.
Tiny frog, 14 weeks.
Tiny frog, yes.
Okay, so 1 to 18 months to go from no limb to a micro, like a sensitive, like a semi. It's a semi hand, right? It's not actual hand.
It's yes.
But that's amazing, though. Jesus. This is like fucking X-Men Wolverine level shit right now.
Wait. So you can see the growth. It plateaus at 8 months after amputation and treatment. 8 months after treatment, it plateaus the soft tissue length.
Okay. So what we're looking at
Growth.
in this paper is basically the gist of it is they amputate a frog's limb and they attach this bioreactor thing, what they call a bioreactor. It is basically a film full of growth promoting things like which are interesting things that I didn't like BDNF, growth hormone. Those are all things I've heard of before. BDNF is brain derived neurotropic factor. Okay. So I want to just like there's so many things in this paper. I want to read out like one paragraph. The biodome fabrication. Okay, biodome meaning is the device. Okay, the biodomes were composed of a soft silicon insert that contained silk hydrogels as a controlled release substrate and drug carrier. The fabrication of the device has been reported elsewhere. Briefly, the outer cylindrical silicone sleeve was fabricated by casting silicone elastomer, which is awesomely called Dragon Skin 10. Like, come on, honestly, for sure, if I'm doing science shit, like I'm gonna call all my things like this, right? It's like Dragon Skin 10.
Flaming Sword 11.
Alpha growth, Eagle Fang, substrate level 55, explosion, dynamics, chaos.
Inazuma.
All the words. I want to throw all the words, right? Okay, so
Makanji.
Briefly, the outer cylindrical silicone sleeve was fabricated by casting silicone elastomer against a 3D printed mold, which was designed using CAD software. Okay, so this is only one small part of this entire endeavor. And just in this one paragraph, how many people's stuff and disciplines and sciences and ideas had to come together for it to work? Okay, designed using CAD software. So that's a whole 3D physics world of stuff, right? 3D printed, that's a whole nother... people spend their whole lives understanding 3D printing, right? Silk hydrogels, I don't know what that means, right? All this other stuff, okay?
Hydro, that's for water.
Okay.
That's what I know.
Yeah, okay. So, and then there's this silk solution that they made, okay? I'm gonna say this out, the whole thing, because it's fascinating, right? Silk solution was prepared following a previously published protocol. Go look at it somewhere else, someone figured it out. Right? Right? Here's the thing that we used. Briefly, we'll describe it here. 5 grams of silkworm cocoons from Yokohama, Japan, right, was cut and degummed in a solution of 0.2 m sodium carbonate. I know what that means. For 45 minutes to remove non-essential protein substrates. Fibers were washed in deionized water several times. That's the least scientific thing in this entire paper. We washed it several times. Everything else is so precisely precisely explained.
Like, how do they wash it? You just wave them around.
I
Like,
don't know. This is
shake them around
of
in
the entire
water?
paper. Like this was the
I want
most.
some details.
This is the least scientific thing. We washed it several times.
How many times?
How many times?
What's the washing procedure?
Yeah, exactly. Did you
Spin
do it-
them?
did you do
Like,
it
what direction?
front to back,
Left
back
to
to
right?
front? Like, well, come on, bro. You call this a scientific paper? What's wrong with you?
Give me the deets.
No, this is like I wouldn't give this paper an 8, bro. I'd probably like a 6.5.
It's passing paper, man. They did good work. at the end.
Not specific enough. Okay. All jokes. All right. Dry silk fibers were then dissolved in 20% solution. Blah blah blah. So it goes on and on like this, right? See, water was changed 6 times over a 48-hour period. The dialyzed solution was centrifuged 3 times at 13,000 G. Like
Basically, a washing machine.
all
Put
these
the silk in a washing machine.
all these steps. I found this honestly very easy to read. Like, oh, okay, you did this, you put it in here, you put it in here, you did this. Okay, fair enough. I don't know why you did any of these things, right? Like, this was like telling a 3-year-old how his toy car was made. It's like, I don't know why you painted it this way or why you bent the plastic. I don't care. I just know that it works like that. So I have no idea why, but it was refreshing to read this paper. Like you said, it was like, oh my god, okay,
Something in the world.
this
Something you can see and touch.
something from outside of mathematical matrices and for loops inside for loops and sums into sums into sums into sums. This is just like we took A, put it into B, B became C, C became D, and then D grew legs. and I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. Right? In this entire paper, there's only like one little thing about statistical analysis because you can see the leg. Like it's like the leg either didn't grow or it grew. It's like here. It's not like p-value of not significant enough. The leg didn't grow. It's like no, dude. Either the leg is there or it isn't. Did it happen or not? Like okay, it's there.
They still need stats.
It's like,
That's what's wild.
You still need stats, right?
Shout out to Travis Wheelchair, the man behind all my stats knowledge.
Shout out to Travis. It's like you still need to show that hey man, this leg grew more than you would have expected by chance. Motherfucker, this leg would never have grown by chance. What do you mean by more by chance? Okay, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm just talking out of my ass.
Back to the title.
Back to the title.
Okay. So acute multidrug delivery. Figure that one out. Via, that's a funny word. A wearable bioreactor. That's what we just discussed. The silk, the worm. We get the silk. Make a nice recipient. Is that a word? A recipient?
I think so. That's definitely a word.
But I don't use it right. Anywho, we make a nice thing that can hold other things and can be attached to frogs. We put in that silicon thing that also includes the jelly silk.
I also learned something something called frog water.
Ooh, frog water.
Yeah, frog water is like perfectly made water for frogs to live in. Interesting.
They put steroids.
Yeah.
They put creatine in there, I think.
If I was a frog and I needed water, what would my water be? Magnesium, creatine,
I think potassium,
fish oil,
sodium,
potassium, fish oil.
fish oil.
Fish oil floating on the top. I'll have to go to the top and like suck the fish oil out of the surface.
All the other frogs would despise
Bro,
and admire you
my
at the same time.
my shoulder needs a fucking biodome is what it needs.
Oof.
Jesus.
Dude, Michael Levin will set you up. So bioreactor, that's the magic of the silk stuff.
Yeah.
Because it can hold the cocktail and it can release it gradually. As far as I can tell. That's what they do with the silk thing. Because it can hold a bunch of molecules, substances, and release them slowly. Okay, so we got the bioreactor, 3D printed thing, put the silk gel inside, put the drugs, stitched up to a frog, to where once was a frog leg and now it's only an open wound. Facilitates long-term limb regeneration and functional recovery. That's the bone, the skin, the muscle, the nerves,
regeneration. So that's the limb regeneration part, and the functional recovery part is like that they actually were able to use it to do functional things, or like they weren't great. They weren't like full sized legs, right?
They couldn't play the piano.
Yeah, exactly.
With those pseudo fingers.
I mean, you're not impressing any frog ladies with your pseudo hand. You know, but it's still better than no hand. And if I read somewhere, I don't know if I read it, but like they were using it to move around and like locomote and shit like that, right?
Yeah, and also use it to protect themselves from dangerous stimuli or loud noises.
So they treated it like as if their normal hand.
Yes.
So they had every control. That's nuts.
It wasn't a user's appendage. It was phantom limb.
Yeah. They were using it completely like the way. I mean, of course, we don't know. We don't know what it's like to be a frog.
God damn, man.
No,
maybe they hated it.
Maybe they did hate it.
For sure they hated it. They were fucking euthanized at the end.
Oh yeah.
Poor frogs. That broke my heart. Like, why'd you gotta kill the frogs?
I mean,
only to collect the tissue.
It's called sacrifice.
Oof. We're going to JP territory.
If you don't like the idea of animals being sacrificed, you shouldn't go into biology. Anyone, and I'm telling you anyone.
Man, I draw.
Let's talk about this.
Where do you draw the empathy circle, Udesh? Do you know what I'm talking about?
The empathy circle?
Empathy circle. So in the middle you have stones.
Stones?
Matter.
Matter.
I would say dead, but it's not dead. But matter. Inert matter. Stones, plastic, tabletops. Then you go a little outward. You have moss. You have fungus. You have unicellular organisms. You go a little farther. You have multicellular organisms, insects, bees. You go a little farther, you got reptiles, frogs, lizards. You go a little farther, you got mammals. The dogs that go there with this. And no, birds. Birds go between the reptiles and the mammals. And then you got the humans. The tree of life. Where do you draw the circle?
I'm pretty Old Testament on this shit.
Clearly, if you wash your teeth, you don't care about the unicellular organisms.
See,
you fucking kill them.
No, this is a good question. And when I say Old Testament, I meant in a sense, I believe. Okay, let's start here, right? I believe that human beings are special. I don't know how they're special, okay? But
they fucking dominate the world.
Qualitatively, we are different somehow, right? No other species has the ability to not only...
Hello?
Sorry.
The window?
Okay.
Open, not echo.
Oh, nice. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Someone just walked in to sort out the air conditioning, I guess.
Wait, so the air conditioning is the problem?
When the windows open, the air conditioning doesn't. This building fucking sucks.
Yes, designers of the Cube building in Tilburg University.
You guys suck, dude.
You guys
are fucking terrible.
If I knew your address, I would send you a bag of dicks.
Okay. Before let's backtrack to the bag of dicks.
Empathy circle, brother. Old Testament.
Okay, so when I say I'm Old Testament, There's a saying that, another saying, like I don't know the actual words, but
let's Google it.
It's like man was put on the earth, and earth is the man's dominion, and he can do whatever his bloody well pleases. I don't think of that as a commandment or it's not like, I don't think of that as we are given permission to do whatever we want to the environment, people, and animals.
Let me give the full code.
Yeah, go ahead. For the plebs.
Posterity's sake. Yeah. Then God said, "Let us make humankind in our image, according to our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the wild animals on the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth."
Okay. So, in that sense, I don't mean it like, okay, we should I don't take that as like a permission for us to do whatever the fuck we want.
Yes.
Because that's how some people take it. It's like, oh, this is God said we can do this. We can
shoot a frog in the head.
Yeah, we can
Let's
do what we
shoot a
want.
squirrel.
It's humans. Humans are free to do what they damn well please. For me, that's sort of a description of what humans are. It's like we have this ability, we have this cognition, we have this higher level of thinking that enables us to have dominion over the earth and the fish and the things that crawl and all the things, right? And I think with great power comes great responsibility. So I balance my old school Bible with the new school Marvel comics, right? So I'm not all the way off the reservation, but so I think that comes with the responsibility. Like, okay, we can do this. Clearly, we can do this. You can see that the environment. Where the fuck? The weird accent. But anyway,
What did you say?
Environment.
Yeah, my accent is contagious.
Yeah.
You got the Eastern European
The
accent, boy.
Eastern European accent. Dude, I'm like a fucking soup. Yeah, like a
Sponge.
mixed seafood soup. I have like the Americans and the fucking Asian, the Eastern European, and some Dutch in there somewhere. Okay. Anyway, so clearly we have dominion over the environment, right? We have the ability to change the environment. Clearly we're doing it. Okay. Don't let anyone tell you this is what's it?
Patriarch.
What's it called? A global warming denier, right? Listen. But the thing is, I think we're doing it because we're awesome. No, like, okay, it's not awesome that we're doing it. I'm saying like we have the ability to change entire ecosystems. We can decide we should not kill humpback whales and bring them back from the brink of extinction, right? We can decide. We have the power somehow. Orangutans are awesome, but they don't have that ability. Chimps are awesome. The closest thing to us, they don't have the ability. Like, humpback whales are awesome. Okay, they communicate, they talk, and they have families and mothers and daughters, and like they hug their young, and it's amazing, right? But if I decided to get a bunch of my fellow apes together and said, "Yo, motherfuckers, let's go kill this motherfucking whale," that whale's fucked, right? What's it gonna do? Right? I'm gonna I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna hire a chopper, get a fucking assault rifle, go on, come. Okay. All right. Terrible, because that's not how you kill whales. Killing whales is actually really hard. But the point
You
is,
need harpoons.
the point is, if I wanted to walk into the Amazon and assassinate all the chimpanzees, I could do so.
There's no chimpanzee in the Amazon.
Except there are no chimpanzees in the Amazon. See, shows you how little I know. But the point I'm trying to make is that we have this ability and this strength. Okay, and how does it relate to this paper? The question about what you should do to animals and how far we should push this in the sake of gaining knowledge, right? How much do we have? Like, okay, let's talk about one animal in particular that has basically contributed to most of science.
Mice.
The mouse.
God bless the mouse.
The cuddly little mouse, right? Cute, adorable mammals, but they're great models to model stuff to model biology. They're not directly translatable to humans. Generally, how biology goes, and I could be butchering this, is first you do something in the cell, and you say, okay, you have to always give a rationale to why you want to progress this to the next level of biological complexity. So if you want to take this from a frog to a human, you better fucking show like, yo, first of all, we're not cutting off limbs in humans to do this. You're gonna get people who already have no limbs and try to figure that out themselves. And that's a problem, because you can't replicate this, right?
It has to be fresh.
Exactly, this has to be fresh. You don't have no idea. So if they want to justify that, they have to cut the thing off, let the frog's leg heal to a reasonable amount of time, then try to do the same thing, which might not work. So all these problems, right? Okay. So where do I draw the line in terms of how cool I am with animals being used for science? I'm all the way cool, to be honest. Like, I draw the line on like dogs and cats. For some reason, I can't go beyond that. Like, even then, you could probably, get me in a room somewhere, be real nice to me,
Freaking
stroke me in the right places, and I'll be like, yeah, okay, go ahead. No, I'm not gonna do that. Like, no, this is a real question because I don't know, and honestly, I honestly don't know where the line is.
Until you are put in this position,
Yeah,
there's no way to
until
know.
you're in this position, I know. So, I remember Steven Pinker talking about an experience that he had, where he was doing some experiments with mice, where the flow of the, I don't know if this was Steven Pinker or if this was, no, it's definitely Steven Pinker, Pinker or Huberman, but definitely, yeah, it's Pinker, right? He was responsible for doing some experiments on mice, and the experiment had an electrified flow. Okay, and somehow, and he had gone home for the night and somehow left that fucking thing on, and this poor mouse was electrocuted to death overnight. And he came back and he found like this like fucked up mouse, right, completely dead. I don't know how I'd feel until I'm put in this situation. Like, he regrets that to this day. Dude, I'm gonna look up Pinker.
Who's the guy?
Yeah, look it up. Just look it up. Pinker, Steven Pinker, mouse experiment
Gone wrong.
Something like that, right? I'm pretty sure it's him. The question, I think this is a broader question, right? Like, how much of other life should we sacrifice to the furtherance of humankind? I think there's a lot of animals we can sacrifice. Like, no, it's like, I think there are problems for humans that need to be solved, that should be solved. And I think we should sacrifice some animals to do so. Man, I'm going to be cancelled after this podcast.
Who's gonna cancel, man?
No one's going to cancel. I will cancel myself.
You cancel myself.
No, it's like, but no, this is an important question. I mean, this bleeds into the question of, should you be a vegan? Should we sacrifice animals just so that we can be healthier and have better functioning? Should human beings be valued over other animals? What do you think?
Human beings
Yeah.
should be valued above other animals. Man, I for sure agree that humans are special. There's something like, even no other species got to the moon.
Yeah.
No other species
No one
went above
do other species
3 meters.
Do other species
high.
Do other species even
in the
know
air.
that there's a moon? Do they even like have the conception that there's something other than the Earth, the immediate environment outside of them?
Man, that said, like, intuitively speaking, I draw the circle somewhere around frogs and birds. Like, frogs, nasty creatures. Birds, fucking flying dinosaurs in the sky, like killing each other, fighting. There's no friendly bird around, really.
I'm gonna get you a bird.
There's only unfriendly birds.
I'm gonna watch you fall in love with this bird.
Oof.
And then ask you to kill it.
I'll name it Tudesh.
Oh, what the fuck, bro? That's
Nah,
fucking
man.
dark. Yo, speaking of dark, last night I had maybe not. Yeah, last night I had a dream that my family and I. No, you know what? I'm not saying this on air. This is where I'd rather like.
Okay. Off air.
Okay.
Sacrifice animals. No, it's smart what you're saying. Like, what probably happens. Take it from the initial mechanism. Observe the molecule level in the lab, synthetic, to the living cell, to the frog, to the mice, to the human. Yeah, at the end of the day, you must break some eggs to make an omelet.
What's the alternative? Not. How do we not? What's all? Like, testing on humans? What's the alternative?
Like, dude, like, you can have a more gentler approach. Like, these motherfuckers fucking euthanize the fucking frogs at the end to take the samples from the legs and stuff.
You have to.
They could have cut the legs
Again?
right back again.
So amputate this. So what you're saying is,
a life in suffering versus a death.
amputate this guy, amputate them again, and just leave them.
leave them like this.
Dude, no. I'd rather be dead. I'd rather be dead on a daily basis. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I can't say.
I think.
You give me a lab, I will go wild for sure. With humans, with animals, with anything.
The thing is, it's really hard to do useful, even with animals, right? It's really hard to do useful things, dude. It's not just a matter of taking animals and doing a bunch of tests. You have to come up with useful tests and useful things to do. And that's fucking difficult. Right? Like, what you should sacrifice for the progress of humanity is a real broad question, right? And I think this is fine. I think I'm totally cool with what they did. I also think, like, if you're a prisoner, you should be able to choose to like volunteer your time for scientific experiments and get your sentence reduced.
They would go out of those prisons like purple eyes, tails, 3 arms.
Wouldn't it be weird?
4 years.
Like I was thinking like
Superpowers.
Like,
Dude, do you want to give prisoners ex-cons superpowers?
Let's think about it, right?
Is that what you want?
When you take someone,
society?
let's say you're a member of society, right? And you take them out of society, you put them in timeout, put them in a cage. It's not like that person disappears, right? You still have to like feed that person, take care of the person, make the person exist. Unless you, of course, execute him. But even that's expensive, right? You can't just like go off. You can't just go trick directors on this motherfuckers with a sword and just walk in, just chopping people's heads off, right?
Take his eye first. First offense, take his eye.
Exactly. That's a due process in a civilized world, okay? And how in the US, so for example, how they contribute is like they do like repairs inside. They
License
do,
plates.
all kinds of weird shit, right? Why not scientific experiments? Sure, fucking dose me up, brother. Like lifetime sentence. Okay, if you subject yourself to this experiment with these chemicals, we'll drop your sentence by 10 years. Yo, pump that shit. Pump me up with that shit. Juice me up, baby.
Lube me up, baby.
Man, if you guys think I couldn't possibly come up with more ignorant shit to say, stay tuned.
Just you should read some philosophy shit, like some old text, some scroll.
Right. So
we should read the Bible next time.
You should read the Bible next time.
A passage.
Like if it occurs to me that
let me make a comment before I forget about the juice of the paper. So the hypothesis is that the cells, the organism, the system knows how to regrow its parts, even if it can't regrow its parts. There's the information of regrowth is sitting there latent in the system, in the organism, even though it can't access it.
Yeah. So this also
with the proper stimulus, you can let the organism do its thing, do its magic. So that's the juice.
Right. So
there is a latent information about what's the shape the organism should strive towards.
And they did like gene testing and everything. Nothing's changed, right? They tested the genes.
They found something that happens in the brain, like some neuro stuff that happens in the brain at birth, in the development of a frog, during brain development. They found that same gene expression mumbo jumbo thing that they find in brain, they found it in the limbs, the new limbs. So there might be something regarding consciousness.
Okay.
Here.
So, but this is still not the electrical stuff you did. This is just straight.
No, but that's how
biochemical.
I was bummed out. I hoped there would be more computation. The talks of Michael Levin I saw so far were heavy computation, like how this communicate, look at the networks, look at
I'll put the link to his TED talk where he talks about this, bioelectricity, which is awesome. So what he showed is like cells communicate electrically between each other, even not neurons,
not only neurons,
not just neurons.
That was mind blown.
Every other cell also.
They didn't invent it, neurons.
Yeah,
and they communicate in order to form the form, the one eye on each side, symmetry, one nostril on each side, like the form.
So one thing in the video is Picasso tadpoles, right? So what they do is they basically change the tadpole so like the head, the eyes in one place, different places, the mouth's in different place, all the different. But no matter where you reorganize the tadpole, the frog develops into a normal looking frog, which is fucking weird. Also, and then in the video, the coolest thing is what they do with the planaria, the flatworms, right?
Oof.
So what they showed is that, these flatworms, planaria, I think, right? Planaria?
Yeah, planaria.
Yeah. Planaria are basically immortal, right? So if you cut them into 200 pieces, you get 200 new planaria. right? So the planaria you have now was, and how they reproduce is by tearing themselves apart and turning into new planaria. So the planaria that exists right now was the first planaria that existed ever, right? Okay,
That's wild.
right. So what they found, so now what they found is by giving the right electrical signals, you can turn this one-headed flatworm into a two-headed flatworm. You can grow two perfectly normal heads by just giving the cells different electrical signal, and arranging it to grow a different head, two different heads, right? Now, the fucking crazy thing is, if you cut that planaria in half, or you cut the planaria into three parts, the middle and the two heads, and you put the middle part aside, what do you think is gonna happen to that middle part?
If I didn't know about this shit, I would say that they would all grow normal one-headed
Exactly,
planaria.
but they don't. They grow, the middle part grows two-headed planaria, and every offspring they have thereon are all two-headed planaria. Okay, so there is no genetic change. There's no gene editing here.
The gene is the same.
Exact
How
same
is that
gene.
Where is the information laying?
Exactly.
The two-headed
Exactly. Where is the two information?
bits of
How
information.
how the fuck?
Where is it?
Fucking weird.
Good Lord. It would take lifetimes to answer these questions.
So now they're trying to do this whole limb regrowth thing with this the electrical knowledge transfer. I think there's some quantum mechanics
At play here.
mumbo jumbo play
There's the
here.
quantum shit somewhere hiding in plain sight.
Hiding in plain sight. What the fuck do I know? You know what would really piss me off? It's like I have a little file that I keep little ideas in. Okay, I have a little document that I put random ideas in. I had a longer one, but I don't know where it is. But now I have a very short one. It'd be super annoying if like 10 years, 20 years from now, someone does literally the idea I had and gets like a fucking prize. I'd be like, Jesus Christ! If only I was smart enough to know how good that idea was. Thing is, everyone has ideas, right? Everyone has ideas.
Dude, fucking ChatGPT. Like, I wanted to do that shit for my thesis. Like, okay, we have a language model, like, right? Something that can create human-like text. Okay. Now, why not slap some reinforcement learning onto this? So you can train a system to be your perfect personal assistant. A system that can access the internet, but 2 months later,
Hugging
for sure,
GPT?
before I started working on the fucking thesis for the perfect robot assistant, ChatGPT came out. The whole shebang. Human in the loop reinforcement learning plus language model. You do that a couple of iterations with some Indians in a call center. You take over the world.
Dude,
Good Lord, man, they stole my idea.
okay, settle down, buddy. I was also thinking like
What's his name? Sam
Altman.
Altman, if you're listening to this, I'm looking for a job in 4 months from now. I'm a promising young man, as you heard. I thought about ChatGPT before it existed.
The thing is, I mean, they've been working on it for years, bro.
Yes.
Like you realize that, right?
No.
Like they're
But
trading
still, great minds think alike.
trading data set ended in 2021, which means they've been thinking about this shit for fucking ever. Right.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
Tell me this. One idea of yours.
No, I don't have any ideas. But like one idea I was thinking about is I was thinking quite a bit about why AI models are so bad at the hands.
At hands.
Yeah.
What do you mean bad at hands?
Images. When you have like
Ah.
stable diffusion images and stuff, they're fucking terrible at hands. Everything is fine except the fucking hands. Like weird claw hands, eight finger hands, like fingers coming out of the palms. And I was wondering why is it so hard? And then I looked up and then I remembered. Remember the motor and sensory homunculus?
Yes.
That weird animal looking thing
Yes.
that shows which part of your cortex is
And how much of the volume?
is responsible for which part of your body, right? And if you look at it, the hands are so much of it, a large quantity of it. And I was thinking, the hands are so versatile. You can grasp with your hands, you can stroke with your hands, you touch, you pinch, you you clasp, you caress, you stroke, you rub,
You gesture.
you gesture, you just the number of words you can do with your hand is insane. You can signal, you can
Fight.
you can punch, you can
Kill.
you can grab, you can kill, you can do all kinds of things, right? And I think it's coming where we are coming to a problem where the world is not just a place of things, right? It's a place of doing things in, right? So when you say AI generate a picture of a girl holding an apple, it doesn't actually know what the hell holding means. What do you mean holding? It knows there's a mapping between images that look like things that people have labeled as holding, but holding is all kinds of things. Holding hands, holding apples, holding a bottle, holding your mother's hand, holding a dream,
balloon.
holding a dream, right? All these weird fucking things. It's hard. It's teaching.
Embodied GPT. You heard it here first, folks. eGPT. Sam Altman, don't dare steal this idea.
All right, back to biology. Biology is weird. I'm curious to work on biology, AI,
Computation. I'm curious to
Yes.
make AI with biology, not biology with AI. Because when I was looking for masters, that's what most of it was doing. Taking AI, machine learning, and solving biological problems. Cancer detection, gene correlates. But I'm interested in taking biology concepts and making cooler AI. How do I do that? Well,
Xenobots.
Xenobots, that's how I do that. Computer, that's chemistry. Where's the magic, dude?
Dude,
Like,
honestly,
we got physics, we got chemistry.
this paper made me feel like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Did
are
you
we
get to the
doing?
fucking genes part?
No,
Look at the plots. Look at the plots. I stared at this bastard. Like, the stuff that I can see, the stuff that I can touch, makes sense. The bone, yeah, I can see the bone. Here's how big is the bone. Bone density. But then you get to the genes, to the plots, to the clusters. Let me tell you some names. I don't even know what this is. Notch, TGF beta, hedgehog, WNT. What? are these?
Transcriptomic analysis of early wound tissue reveals gene expression changes associated with regenerative outcomes. So, I think what they're saying is, based on the chemical environment that they put the hand in, the genes express different proteins, different behaviors. I think that's what that means, right?
I wish I could know what these motherfuckers
No,
mean.
wait. I have GPT-4, bro. Let's ask it.
We got access. The Slovenian mafia put
Check.
in.
So if I
Set you up.
say, well, this paper just came out. When did this paper come out?
Which paper?
This Michael Levin paper.
2022.
It's not in the dataset, but probably not. But maybe I can copy it and it'll tell me
Use the old one, like vanilla GPT,
why.
like just the language model without reinforcement learning. GPT-3,
Why?
the one that can summarize stuff.
But GPT-4 can do it too.
Ah,
GPT-4 can do everything GPT 3.5 can do, but better.
okay.
It's kind of how that works.
Can you paste all the text and the images?
Nah, that's a lot. That's way too much text. But you can say, take this, remember this, I'll give you some more. Take this, remember this, I'll give you some more. And then you can ask it to summarize it.
Nice.
So anyway, that's for a different time. We have 5 minutes left.
5 minutes before I go to
we have to
climbing.
go.
Let's.
What have you been thinking about in terms of biology and what kind of things you're interested in?
Dude. I thought I was special. I'm a special snowflake. These motherfuckers, there's a...
Andre's phone's gone off.
I'm a special snowflake. These motherfuckers with their making AI with inspiration from neurons, inspiration from cognitive science, from cognitive architectures, from cognitive models. I want to go deep. I want to go one level deeper, at the cell level, at the mechanism that takes place inside the cell. After looking more into this stuff, I found out that when I'm not really interested to figure out the metabolism of a cell in terms of phenomena, instead of terms of object of knowledge. So I switched sides back to the cognitive sciences, in which you can model, I want to say greater, but you can model higher order things, like cooperation, like memory, decision making, and computational cognitive neuroscience.
What about this planaria and the fucking memory to grow two heads, bro? How'd you figure that shit out? I don't know. I don't know if cognitive science can help you figure that out.
Yeah. Like, where's the knowledge, man? Where's the knowledge? But I think that's the science game. You are a lifelong learner. You don't have to switch sides. Like, it's still fascinating and intimidating, and so much magic in what Michael Levin does. But man, we gotta pick our battles.
That's just one lab, bro. Think about humans lab is curing eyesight, dude. What the fuck?
Good lord.
Like, it makes me feel pretty inconsequential, I'll be honest. Like, I don't know where I can fit in. I don't know where my place is.
Dude, one of Travis' master students that does an traineeship with him, just built upon my work that I did for him in my second motherfucking year of bachelor during a 6-month research assistantship. Now my work has gone out into the world. Now my work has been built upon. Possibly this student will also publish her work. And my inner workings are gonna be out there in the world. I'm done, really. Like, I can die a happy man, knowing that I left little bits of information of mine into the world. I feel pretty good.
That's great, dude.
But what you are doing with fucking Dota shit?
There's nothing.
You're the dawn of the paper.
It's nothing. It's just like it's just correlation. You know, it's just like, hey, look at something I found. Which is good enough. I guess most people don't find anything, but
most people don't find anything.
It wasn't a huge leap. I was like, yeah, time series, put them together, let's see what happens.
The GitHub, like, I read your GitHub for entertainment. Let's see what Udesh is up to. Let's read my GitHub feed.
Like, you know, I just want to know. I just want a place to fit in. Oof. You know, a place where I can where I can contribute meaningfully. Like, you know who I want to be.
Who do you want to be?
You know, in the Last Kingdom, Uhtred's Scottish friend.
Who's Scottish? The Irish friend.
The Irish friend. The guy he saved.
The guy with cool haircut.
The guy he saved from the slave ship.
Oh yeah.
And now he's like his right hand man.
Yes.
Right. I'll be that guy. Because I don't think I'm Uhtred. I can't be here. I can't be him. He's the Chad, right? He's Michael Levin.
Oh.
Can I at least be useful to Michael Levin?
Can I give him a coffee? Can I be the intern of Michael Levin?
I think I can be an intern, bro.
You're
weird.
higher than an intern.
No, it's not like it's like
you're not the monk, Alfred's bastard.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But like I like
you're Michael's like right hand man.
I just want to be useful, man, and I want to be like just feel like feel like I belong and feel like that I'm contributing meaningfully to this human challenge, you know, of existing, of trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Good lord.
You know, it'd be nice to get paid while I'm doing it, so that'd be nice. So
that's a good constraint on your decision.
So I don't starve to death.
On your decision tree.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Hopefully we'll find out. Anyway, bro, you gotta go to your climbing thing. we're gonna wrap this up. That was fun as fuck. Honestly, more fun than the last 5 maybe, because like we just went all over the place. If you were triggered
Or offended.
or
Hurt your feelings.
good.
We want you to know.
We have nothing but love. This is all love, all peace,
Love in disguise.
love in disguise. All right. Thanks, Andre, for joining
Thank
me
you,
today.
Dish.
Let's I'll see you again next time. This has been a One Deeper podcast. Thanks for joining, and I hope you learned something. Catch you again next time.